Wake up, YouTube. Good morning. I wanted to hop on to talk about one common mistake that Canadians are making with their tax-free savings account and how to avoid it. Let's get into it. So I read an article this morning about the Canadian tax-free savings account and a common mistake, or the most common mistake that Canadians are making when they open up the account. And that is they are simply holding cash in their tax-free savings account, using it as a savings account, in other words, which speaks to the fact that it probably should have a different name. The Canadian government should change the name of the account because the emphasis should really be placed on the tax-free part of the tax-free savings account name. The benefit of this investing account is that your money can grow for you inside that account tax-free, right? So the money that you've put in has already been taxed. You don't get a tax credit for putting the money in. But if you invest in securities like an S&P 500 index fund or something like that, the money grows over time. When you go to pull out the money, you are not taxed on those gains. And that's a tremendous benefit to you, right? It's a great vehicle for Canadians, especially young Canadians. So if you haven't started, I highly implore you to do some research about the TFSA. Tons of free research on YouTube, whether you're looking at Canadian in a T-shirts channel, Beavis Wealth, Brandon Beavis. He's got tons of videos about sort of tax-free savings accounts 101, mistakes to avoid, so on and so forth. But if there's one piece of advice that I wanted to hop on and give you, not that I'm a financial advisor, but please read more about the account so that you fully understand the power. You understand the opportunity. It's not good enough to just open up a TFSA and put in the $7,000 cash in cash and just hold it in cash. That doesn't provide you with much benefit. You have to actually invest the money that you put in. And if you're able to do that from a young age, as early as possible, which I highly encourage you to do, then you'll see the benefit of that over time. And when you want to withdraw the money, which you can at any point, and you don't have to use it for a certain purpose, you can pull it out and buy a car, you can pull it out and go on a trip, you can pull it out and use it for school. There's a ton of flexibility with the TFSA, which is great. And as I say, the money that you pull out, you don't have to pay taxes on that money. So it's worth your while to do a bit of research, get started. You can do some very conservative investing, and if you allow it to grow over time and you have some patience, then you can pull it out tax-free and use that money, right? So highly encourage you to do some research into it. Start early. If you are just beginning your journey or you're thinking about getting started, it's never been easier. You know, there's a ton of different apps on your phone that you can start using. Wealthsimple, Questrade. People are talking about one called Moomoo that's growing in popularity. I don't know a ton about it. I personally use Wealthsimple and Questrade. If you saw my video a couple weeks ago, I made a video that kind of talks about pros and cons of Wealthsimple and Questrade. I'll link to that somewhere in this video so you can hear that if you're interested in sort of breaking down a pros versus cons. In my case, I actually have an account in both, and that's something that you can do as well as a beginner. If you're not sure which platform you want to use, but you do want to get started, which I encourage you to do, just hop in. You can start with a very small amount of money, but it will help you learn. You'll have some skin in the game, so you'll be more invested, more interested in learning. And I guarantee you that you're never going to regret learning more about personal finance. The more that you learn, the more that you're going to want to learn more, because you're going to realize the potential. You're going to realize the risk of not getting started early. And that with each year that goes by, you've missed out on a ton of future money. And if you are someone who's motivated and has some financial goals, that's going to just crush you. You know, in my case, I started super late into my life, in my investing journey, and I regret it, honestly. That's part of the reason why I'm starting this channel. Part of the reason why I'm making this video is to say, please go ahead, start a tax-free savings account, but please invest the money. Do not just hold it as cash. I read that that's the most common mistake that Canadians are making with their tax-free savings account, and I felt compelled to just hop on quickly, make a video this morning. As I say, tons of resources on YouTube. If you're looking to learn more about it, it's there, but I also encourage you, just start, right? You can start multiple accounts as well. So you can have one in Wealthsimple if you wanted to. You can have one in Questrade. Be sure to understand the contribution room limits, because there are penalties that you will pay if you over contribute to a tax-free savings account or across multiple tax-free savings account. That contribution room stays the same. So you can have more accounts than one, but the contribution limit is the same. So make sure that you understand what that is. For this year, I believe it's $7,000, but do your research, check that out. Anyways, I'll end that there, but I just wanted to say, start a tax-free savings account as soon as possible, but be sure to actually invest the money. Do not hold it in cash. Take advantage of the fact that it's tax-free, and you can pull that money out at any time with tax-free gains. So, thanks for listening. See you in the next video. Take care.